welcome back to the Yarra Valley, Victoria, Australia. We're still just outside Melbourne. It's spring, it's a beautiful cloudy day, the perfect weather for planting. So I want to just give you some tips on how to plant native plants in Australia. So you pretty much want your hole to be maybe 2 times bigger than the pot that the plant's coming in. To get the plant out safely for it, you turn it over. You can squeeze the edges like this, loosen up around the outsides, and then give it a little tap on its bum if it needs it, and then gently pull off like this. You don't want to be pulling at its throat too much, so it's best to turn it upside down. I will do another video on what to do if your plant is root bound, but some of the species of Australian plants, they're actually really sensitive with their roots, so it's not good to just start pulling apart every root that you see in a pot like you might do with some other ones. So before you put it in your hole, you want to make sure that the edges aren't smooth like this. So you can just get your spade. I would recommend everyone gets one of these kinds of spades, they're awesome. And kind of chop up the edges a bit. This way the roots know that they're not in a pot anymore and they're more likely to expand healthily. Just be mindful of neighbouring plants like this one, you don't want to chop its roots up. And down the bottom too, give it a little scrunch around, pop them in. When you're putting the soil back in, be mindful to break up bigger chunks like this, just so that they don't cause water build up like little dams all through the soil and it causes rot around the roots. So just break up the soil when you're putting it back in. And then on the lower side, if you're on a bit of a slope like we are, you put a little barrier like this, like a little dam. Oh, and be careful of these little creatures. You make a little dam kind of on the lower side just to stop water running away too much. Especially if you're next to a pond like this, you don't want all of your dirt ending up in the pond. And then you can put most of the dirt uphill than the plant, that way when it rains it'll just wash down into your little mound here. Then give it a water in and you should be good. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy, and make sure to check out my tips on how to deal with a root bound plant.